Buenas noches. I don't want to go too deep into things over the next couple of months because the cluster headaches don't want to stress my head too much. Keep everything light. I know that I know nothing. Socrates, a couple of hundred BC, okay? I know that I know nothing. Greek philosophy, Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, so many more. But these would be the Galileo and the Kepler, the Newton, the Einstein of their era, okay? Not actual dates written, but 200, 300, 400 BC. Greek philosophy. These are the things that we kind of live our lives by. Thinker, spiritual and physical realms, ethics, politics, math. Plato considered the pillars of Western civilization. It's how things that we've adopted from Greek philosophy, the memes, the stuff. Okay. Roma is considered the pillars of the speed of light. Pillars of Western civilization, Greek philosophy. Roma, the pillars of the speed of light. Virtue, ignorance related to evil, knowledge related to good. Human nature, logic, science, animals, plants. Tutored Alexander the Great. Aristotle. He influenced Copernicus and Galileo. 2, 3, 400 BC. This lot. Just before the era of the Bible. And Jesus and God. And then in 1600s, these actual people of the scientific revolution were apparently they liked a bit of Aristotle. Hang on. I'm going to go and put a jumper on. It's getting a little bit nip. Be right back. All right, now, where were we? I'm not religious. I never have been religious. I'm not religious, okay? I just wanted to say that, okay? Where were we? I was saying Galileo, Copernicus. Now, the other day, I spoke about Copernicus and I was saying that Copernicus was all for the geocentric, where Earth is the centre of everything. I was wrong. He was the catalyst. Sure, most of you know this. It's where it started. I've got him written up on my board, but never really got into Copernicus. But it was his treatise, what he wrote, and Galileo picked up on it, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And then the church thing, Galileo got into trouble with the church, etc., etc. Promoting the heliocentric, which is everything revolves around the sun, where everything seems to be at the moment. And sometimes find myself bickering about what Galileo did, that he would not have gone through the motions of telling an assistant to go up an opposite hilltop so that he could time how long it took light to reach him. It didn't happen. And I find myself talking about all the little stupid things. Well, I'm going to zoom out a little bit further. Now, I didn't want to, but just rubbed a little bit off of my masterpiece Flat Earth, and I wrote the Big Bang, evolution, dinosaurs, and Greek philosophy, the Bible, and then the shoulders of giants. In that order. You can switch evolution and the dinosaurs around if you want. So it would be Big Bang, dinosaurs, then evolution. Or you can have Big Bang, evolution, then dinosaurs, like I've written. The rest must stay where they are. 6 things. 6 things. Big Bang, evolution, dinosaurs, Greek philosophy, Bible, shoulders of giants. Now, something is off. Something is off. These are well presented packages, I believe. Big Bang, there you go. That's how it started. Dinosaurs came along, boom, there you go. We know how long ago it was. Oh, God, I have to get this book out one day. I've got it somewhere. It's a cracker. It cost me $2 at one of the second-hand shops. Evolution, boom. If you don't believe in evolution, it's because you probably don't believe in the moon landings either, do you? It's pushed by the same people, isn't it? It's pattern time. It's not about the individual people from each individual package. It's about the packages themselves. I feel that we have us. Just add hot water and mix. And you have yourself some history, right? Something is off, folks. I do believe. What we have, our latest one that's being presented to us, is the shoulders of giants, but presented to us by liars and charlatans. But everything else, I do believe, has been presented to us by liars and charlatans. I'm getting this feel that everything just started recently. Seriously, everything just started recently. And this is the best they could do to rush us along. Right, we'll give them this, tell them this, and that. Right, go. Rushing, here we are, boop, 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 whoop. Next thing we know, gone to the moon. What? How'd they get there? This lot, shoulders of giants. Oh, well presented package. Lovely. Just what the doctor ordered to get to the moon. All of it. Now, Ptolemy, 2,200 years after the BC thing, Bible, Jesus, right? The earth was the center of everything. Couldn't be what I've been looking at. Can't look at everything, but up to about there, it seems to be that it was kind of a flat earth thing going on. So that's 200 years after the Bible. Now, it wasn't until here, in the 1500s, Copernicus, that it started to go the other way again. This is what we are told. It's all too convenient. The packages are perfect. This stuff. The other day I was saying, why is it that there are these bursts of intelligent people? Then it goes quiet. Then another burst of something else, like boom, 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 and then it goes quiet. They know too much. You listen to these programs about Einstein or Plato or Socrates, they know too much. This is not history that is being read out to people. They are well-structured stories. They know too much. And the more time that goes on, the more they seem to know about these people. They know all about Galileo's relatives, and their relatives, and their relatives, and their relatives' pets. The longer and longer and longer everything has been, like the longer it goes on, it just seems like there's more stuff that they know. In the encyclopedias, there was limited knowledge about everything. But now, it's too much, folks. It's just too much. Too much. It doesn't matter who they're talking about. They know too much. Now one of the things I had to stop myself, they were talking about Galileo. Now, I had never heard this before. Between 1590 and 1616, which is apparently when this was published or something, he was going through troubled times with the church, Galileo, because of his heliocentric and apparently he had spoken about the sun, planet Earth's orbit around the sun, the fact that we go around the sun. It was something to do with the water, the tides. And the narrator, guess what he said? He said, and Galileo, the sun, movement of the tides. But he obviously got that wrong. He obviously didn't take into account the gravitational pull of the moon. I have slam dunked that the moon hasn't got any gravitational pull, and not just one reason for that, right? Now, what I'm hearing is the narrator of the program is, I think, lying. Now, this is what I mean. We're dealing with packets of history. The first one, the Big Bang Theory. Boom! All right, open that, spread it around the schools, share it out evenly. Then, evolution or the dinosaurs. Either order. Bang, bang. Teach, teach, learn, learn, teach, teach. And then the Greek philosophers come. Boom! And then the Bible times come. Boom! Some people believe it, some people don't. I've never been religious. And then our final one, the shoulders of giants, which is where we are at now. Now, this package here, right, the Galileo stuff, 15, 16, 1700s, for me, it was something that was fed in to justify them being able to go to La Luna, to the moon, right? Convinced of it. Whether, indirectly, it still has something to do with trying to keep a lid on the flat earth. I don't know, being objective. But what is for sure, it's a well-presented package of people and what they did to justify how something was done, right? Now, over here, talk about evolution, no. Aristotle, this guy, he was the Galileo of Greek philosophy, 200, 300, 400 BC. He single-handedly did so much on animals and plants, just all of this stuff, that even today, so many of the plants and animals and this and that still go by his name. Nothing has changed. It's a well-presented package. package to justify the amount of knowledge that they have about everything today. For me, it's kind of the same thing, right? This is about what one person did to explain so much knowledge about a couple of subjects. This one is about a whole group of people who did stuff to justify an achievement being claimed. There's too many things that are off. But what I am saying is the tides being created by Earth moving around the sun could very well be because the sun, sun moves around Earth. Just pause again. Try not to lose my train of thought. And back again. I was just about pressing pause. Boy comes up, one of his friends, like, make a mental note. Right, remember where you are. And come back. It's like, what was I saying? I'm sure it was something about neatly packaged. Yeah, anyway. Now, this is about 6 neatly packaged deals that we have. I hope I haven't jumped too far off of what I was talking about before I hit pause, right? Look, folks, Big Bang, evolution of dinosaurs, Greek philosophy, Bible, then shoulders of giants. They are packages that are here to tell us what our history has been and how we got to where we are today. And I don't believe it's true. I mentioned about the ship rock drop. Apparently Galileo in his day was allowed up onto a ship, onto the mast of a ship, with the whole, like the Tower of Pizza thing, where he dropped something, and if the ship was going at a constant speed, the thing, whether it was a cannonball, that's right, would just go straight down. If the ship was accelerating, when he dropped, then go that way. If the ship was braking, slowing down, go that way. Slowing down, so it would go forward of the mast. I cannot remember hearing about this one. Is it something new that they've introduced to push the momentum thing, every action, or gravity or something? If it is, it's a perfect example of the digital world being used to create people's realities and people not being able to distinguish between what is real and what isn't. What's going on? What's going on exactly? Because this stuff and the moon stuff, it didn't happen. If people are still believing this Artemis charade that just happened, all it means is somehow they are really managing to fool people, because it doesn't take too much, surely, to understand. See, when you see the pictures and the things that are being said about it, it's obviously not true. Which has to bring you to the question, what is it that they're doing? Where's all this money going? Is there a final plan, or are they just skimming off at the top and living the lifestyle? It doesn't seem so. It seems like, it seems like there is something going on in the background, almost like a game of cat and mouse. It seems like we're caught up in someone's personal shit, and human life is expendable. It's got a feel of not evolution. I don't get a feel of evolution here. I get a feel of, right, drop them all out, give them that for history, get on with it. That's what it feels like. Big Bang's a load of rubbish. It is a load of rubbish. And all of it is all being pushed by the same people, but not the Bible. They push the Big Bang, redshift, universe expanding, evolution, same people who push all this stuff. If you don't believe in evolution, it's because, like I said, you probably don't believe in the moon landings either, do you? Dunning-Kruger, and this, and that, and the other. It's the same people pushing same stuff. But the stuff they are pushing, it's too neatly packaged. It's too blocky, blocks of history with big massive gaps in between that make it just doesn't. With Greek philosophy, all this stuff, so much known about it. 200, 300, 400 years BC. All of this stuff that's known about it, and then it went quiet. And all of a sudden, it's all brought up at the same time as all this is being brought up, all being taught, living our lives by this and that. Evolution, dinosaurs, Big Bang. Nah. No. But what is it? So, not being religious, the Bible. It's 2,000 years ago. Greek philosophy, apparently, was just before it. 200, 300, 400 years BC. And then the Bible happened. But you look, it looks like the planet has been here a long time. The pyramids. Not spoken about pyramids. We have the Egyptian era. See, that's all. See, there is another block of history. The Romans, the Egyptians, all of this, right? What would that be called? Again, it's obviously lies because of pyramids. It's just logistically impossible. Copper hand tools or not. It's a joke. It's like the moon landing. It's so obviously not. That people shouldn't be believing it, but they are. These are neatly packaged blocks of history. Boom, 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 boom. This is why you're here. This is what happened. And this is where we're going. We're going to go and live on Mars. So much money and time, man hours, but for something that is illogical and that isn't happening. It is not happening. So is it a distraction? Is it the only distraction they could come up with while they do what they're doing here? I say here, like a planet, like now we're in a cosmic war or something, but it's a distraction. It's only a distraction. It's not real, but it's taking so much money. It's not about the money. There's something going on. All the distractions to keep us doing what we're doing while they're doing something. They've got the Middle East thing going on. Russia, China, these countries that refuse to I'm just looking at the big picture, big pictures. Like it's not about what he did or what he did or said. That didn't happen. The end. Shoulders of giants. The whole story is being told by liars and charlatans. All of it. So what is the go? See, not being religious, but they're lying. This is all lies. So what is it? If there is, if it was a creator, flat. I saw a program, where did I see it? It was on, I think it was on TikTok. See, here we go. We're getting our realities. Be careful with what you believe. It was something, you know how they do these things. Flag, 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 laser, prove that it's flat. Somewhere in South America, I think, some salt flats. I've never heard of these salt flats. But there they are. It's God knows how many thousand square miles. And apparently now it's the largest flat area ever. And it showed a horizon and a sunset, and they've done this and that, and it's definitely flat. If what they showed is a fact, and they did do these things, even the round earthers would go, well, we're done. It's flat. It looked so convincing, but I didn't repost it because this is what I'm saying. It seems like there's more and more and more stuff coming out that is making it more and more and more difficult for anybody to think it was round. All this stuff. Where was that? New Orleans. 180 or 60 bridge sections running across the water or something, and it's flat. And again, I say to myself, oh, but is this real? It seems to be. And my own observations, a bit of logic, common sense, the water, we don't fly underneath the planet. It's those kinds of things. They have done a very good job with our packages of history that have been fed to us. But I think the wheels are slowly starting to fall off of the truck. I really do think so. The mission is to wake people up to the bullshit. It's not, like I say, it's not about the individual things anymore. It's about the packages of history that have massive gaps in between. It feels like we're part of a bigger happening, and we're expendable. We're expendable. Totally expendable. You've seen what's happened with all the bombings and that, and children going under. They don't give a fuck. That's what it feels like. This is your history. It's what we want you to believe. Now just deal with it while we get on doing whatever it is they're doing. This stuff. Definitely going to have a look at that sun and the movement of water. That guy saying, well, Galileo obviously got that wrong because he didn't take into consideration the gravitational pull of the moon. That right there, it's just the way it is said. That in itself will have people who can't read into that little scenario. That is just somebody just trying to cement. It's like the Apollo 13 air tank, making it back around from the moon just to make it look that much more real, because people were saying, well, they wouldn't have done all of that, would they? If it was fake, why would they do that? That's why they fucking do it. That was 13's mission, was get people's interest back into it. That was the mission, and it worked well. They're clever, but there are cracks. It's not true history. None of it is true history. None of it. What's it all about? Right, got lost there for a second. What are we on time-wise? Half an hour. Dang. Look, I'm going to call it there, folks. It's been fun talking about what Roma had for breakfast and what size shoes he wore. But the shoulders of giants. Boom. It's a chapter. They know too much. They're claiming knowledge that cannot be known. They're lying. They know so much about so many of these people. You sit down and you can watch programs for hours and hours on each person. The way they push these things. Doesn't anybody ever, when you're listening to those programs, say, how the fuck do they know all of this? That is all I catch myself doing, is saying, how do they know that? More, don't make it this easy for them. And now, people are going, this guy's a fucking fruitcake. I assure you, I'm not. This stuff has been force fed. We are expendable. There is something else going on. Whether it's flat or round, I've seen so many things that if they're true, bang, it's flat, the end, right? There's more to it than that. We don't know where we came from. It just does not feel evolution. It hasn't got an evolution vibe. It hasn't a kind of, like I said, boom, kicked us out of somewhere, threw us some history packages and said, get on with it. But what is, it is a great time to be alive, but to stay alive, to somehow fight back and find what the truth is, people need to start thinking and being more critical of what they believe. You have to be. You can't believe all this horseradish. In dinosaurs, if it wasn't for the crocodile, and alligator and turtles and these things, I mean, those are things that are ancient. I look at crocodiles, look at the pyramids, that's history for me. Kind of thing. It's real, isn't it? Pyramids, you don't get any realer than that. And it is logistically impossible. And they've been submerged. Flat, not round. This lot should be so obvious. And then you look at the patterns. Got another package, 300 year package. Again, 200, 300, 400 BC. Boom, Greek philosophy. This is how we do it. Same as this lot, shoulders of giants. Nice package. Fed in. Share that amongst you. Everybody learn it. Chop, chop. There'll be questions on Monday. No. I mean, look how close Russia and the US are. If there really was that much trouble, why is there no skirmishes up there? Got a truce, like when you play Risk. In Australia and Indonesia, you have a truce, don't you? And Australia get 2 extra armies at the beginning of every go, but you've got to get them out of there. I love Risk. That was a good game I like the most. Look, folks, don't want to get too deep into things. I keep everything nice and light over the next few weeks, I said, because my head clusters. They have been hitting pretty hard. Folks, seriously, this isn't about individual people anymore. It's the fucking packages they come in. We're being fed packages of history. It's so bumpy. It's not smooth enough. They're not interconnected. They don't just flow. And there wouldn't be so many different variations. There wouldn't be so much division about these things. Something's off. Something's mucho off. Anyway, Crazy stuff. All right, folks. And remember, I know that I know nothing. Right, laters.